के फैकल्टी हम आगे है तो स्टार्ट कर सकते हो।
Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Uma Kanjilal Ma'am, our esteemed speaker for today's webinar, Professor P.C. Pant, former advisor, Scientist G, MNRE, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Uma Kanjilal Ma'am, our esteemed speaker for today's webinar, Professor P.C. Pant, former advisor, Director, School of Engineering and Technology, Professor P. Srinivas Kumar Sir, Directors of schools and heads of various divisions, faculty members, friends from various divisions and regional centers, dear learners and the participants, a very warm welcome to all of you at today's webinar on a crucial and timely topic, engineering interventions in making India clean and green under the larger theme of Swachhata Hi Seva, cleanliness is service. So, as per the ritual of our university, we will start this program from the Kulgeet of IGNOU. Shekhar, please play Kulgeet.
With respect.
सुगम शिक्षा का आलय जन जन का विश्वविद्यालय जन जन का विश्वविद्यालय ज्योत जलाए ज्ञान की स्वाध्याय की अनुसंधान की राह दिखाए वंचितों को शिक्षा के अधिकार की ना उम्र का कोई बंधन ना बंदिश परिधि की घर घर है बना शिक्षा का देवालय यह जन जन का विश्वविद्यालय जन जन का विश्वविद्यालय जन जन का मान है सम्मान है पहचान है जन जन का मान सम्मान पहचान है राष्ट्र का आह्वान है वरदान है अभिमान है राष्ट्र का आह्वान वरदान अभिमान है सर्वसुलभ सर्वोत्तम शिक्षा का है वाला मुक्त और दूरस्थ शिक्षा का महान यह जन जन का विश्वविद्यालय जन जन का विश्वविद्यालय देश विदेश पटल पर भूषित नवाचार से सज्जित गुणवत्ता से परिपूरित ज्ञान वाणी ज्ञान दर्शन ज्ञान कोश से संचित ज्ञान कोश से संचित सर्वगुण संपन्न शिक्षा का हिमालय शिक्षा का हिमालय यह जन जन का विश्वविद्यालय जन जन का विश्वविद्यालय
Now, I would request our director, Professor P. Srinivas Kumar Sir, for the welcome address. Sir, please.
Thank you, Dr. Shweta. A warm welcome to one and all for today's webinar, Engineering Interventions for Making India a Clean and Green. So we all know it, this Swachh Bharata mission was started in the 2014 in October 2nd. From that day onwards, the government has taken various initiatives and making the people sensitized and participated, society participated in the clean and green India. So today's webinar is under the campaign of the Swachhata Hi Seva campaign. So this is a part of Swachh Bharat mission. initiative in India aimed to promote cleanliness and sanitation launched by the Indian government. It encourages citizens to actively participate cleaning in their surroundings, public space, and homes. The campaign is a part of our large Swachhata mission, anyway, spreading or awareness about the important hygienic waste management and reducing the plastic usage also. And nowadays, plastic usage is a very big problem. So we all know it, and we are trying to eliminate the single usage of the plastic in our campus also. Today, in last 15 days, the university is conducting various programs to sensitize at the national level, at regional central level, and all over India. So we have made a remarkable mark in that in this campaign also. It usually involves like to cleanliness, and as you know it, that School of Engineering and Technology is a from the beginning. As a engineers, we all contributed a lot to our problem solving, to the lifestyle, and which in turn it is a relation to swachhata, and clean and green energy, uh, the thing. And the school has launched a master level program in renewable energy, which is a very directly related to the green and neat, clean and green India. Along with it, we have a couple of programs also. BSc program also it was launched in the energy field, and we have a diploma program in smart cities. Again, the smart city also it addresses to the all the public to sensitize the and awareness and to maintain the cleanliness of India. So with this, we have a certificate program also in the wastewater and solid waste management. So there also the school has been contributed a lot to this Swachhata. So by saying by mentioning all these things, we are concerned for it. And today's actually one. And now that is today we have a eminent person from the PC Pansar from the he's a scientist G and former advisor to Ministry of non-renewable energy. He's having a lot of 32 years a long contribution to this renewable field also, and clean and neat energy also. And it's a special welcome to her, to him, sir, to you, sir, please. And a special welcome to our Honorable Vice Chancellor, who is having the backbone to drive this initiative at university level and national level also. Her contribution, your contribution is very much encouraged, sir, madam. And thank you very much for your encouragement and giving support to today's webinar. And being a busy schedule, also you have taken a time to encourage to participate with us. Thank you very much, and thank you once again. It is a warm welcome to our directors and regional directors, our students, and employees of this university also. And with this note, so I am concluding here, and we are eager to listen you, sir, as an expert at today's presentation and lecture. It will be an immense pleasure to all of us to listen you. So over to Shweta, please.
Thank you, sir. Once again, a very warm welcome to all of you for the webinar, Engineering Interventions in Making India Clean and Green, under the larger theme of Swachhata Hi Seva, Cleanliness is Service. Actually, the purpose of this webinar is to explore how engineering solutions can significantly contribute to this India's most transformative movement, Swachh Bharat mission. Actually, engineering is the catalyst for change. In the journey towards a clean and green India, and engineering is not just a tool but a catalyst for sustainable change. Whether we look at urban sanitation systems, waste management, pollution control, or renewable energy, engineering interventions are shaping the future of environmental sustainability. From smart waste disposal systems to renewable energy technologies, engineers are at the forefront of creating innovative solutions that can mitigate environmental challenges and build resilient infrastructure. These interventions are vital not only for cleaner surroundings but also for a greener ecosystem. When we talk about this campaign, Swachhata Hi Seva, Beyond Cleanliness, engineers who can be in action for this, where cleanliness is viewed as both a service and a duty. As engineers, innovators, and thought leaders, our duty as an engineer extends beyond designing systems. It involves building a sustainable ecosystem where technologies and innovations work in harmony with nature. And this engineering intervention need to address the root causes of pollution and inefficiencies to provide scalable solutions and ensure equitable access to clean resources for all. So this was the purpose to organize this webinar, and we have invited a very eminent speaker, Dr. PC Pant, who has an illustrious career in renewable energy, which spanned over 40 years. He has actively contributed to the formulation and execution of integrated rural energy plans for various blocks in UP during the early age of his career in 1984 to 1988. In after that, in 1988, he has joined the Department of Non-Conventional Energy Sources, that is Ministry of New and Renewable Energy, and has dedicated 32 years to various diverse roles within this ministry. And he has various renewable energy projects in states like UP, Bihar, West Bengal, MP, Orissa. He played a vital role in the international cooperation initiatives also, securing the world's first ever IDA credit line and GE grant for India's Renewable Resources Development Program from the World Bank. His significant contributions extended to his tenure at the National Institute of Solar Energy from December 1997 to 2014. And during this period, he established cutting edge facilities, organized national and international events, and facilitated its accreditation as ITEC training partner. He has impact on renewable energy sector since he directed the HRD activities of the ministry from 2019 till May 2020 when he was in service. That is, after it, he was retired. And he is still contributing by awareing the people, by speaking over this as an eminent officer. He is participating in various conferences and FDP programs as an eminent speaker. Apart from this, he has played a vital role in establishing the Power Sector Skill Council and Skill Council for Green Jobs. His leadership also extended to the Small Hydro Program, where he facilitated capacity addition of about 400 megawatt small hydro projects and coordinated the establishment of hydraulic turbine test facility at IIT Roorkee. With this, I would like to request you, sir, for the webinar. Thanks for joining us, sir. Sir, please start your lecture.
Thank you, Dr. Sweta. Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Audible.
Okay. So let me just put my presentation here. How can I put it? Can you help? How to upload the presentation? Is there?
Shweta, guide you, right?
Arrow, sir, arrow. Square inside the arrow.
Yeah, that's what actually I.
Just
But I'm not getting to get it actually. That's what.
can share it with us, sir. I will share the presentation. Just send it to my WhatsApp. I will share it.
Okay. I'll do that.
Shekhar,
Yes, sir. Received. Received.
Okay. Sorry, there are some hiccups actually you always face in such type of things. Anyway, uh,
Not function.
thanks, Sweta, for nice introduction. Uh, Honorable Vice Chancellor of IGNOU, Professor Uma Kajila, Professor P. Srinivas Kumar, Dr. Sweta Tripathi, distinguished faculty members of IGNOU headquarter and its regional centers, students. It's an honor and privilege to be speaking in front of the distinguished faculty members, researchers, and students of IGNOU on this very important topic, engineering interventions on making India clean and green. As I have been given to understand that this webinar is being organized to commemorate the Swachhata Pakhwada. So I'm taking the word clean to begin with. And if we say the clean thing, I put it in two perspectives. One is the local perspective and another is the broader perspective. The local perspective, as you all know, is basically to clean our surroundings, which is basically a trait of human behavior. And in which our basic job or the basic trait is to promote cleanliness and sanitation across various sectors of the society, which I attribute to the human behavior. So awareness campaign, cleanliness drives, waste management, sustainability initiatives are some of the components to instill the sense of responsibility towards cleanliness and hygiene among the citizens. Now, if we look for the larger perspective, such as reduction of particulate matters from atmosphere, water pollution, noise pollution, greenhouse gas emission, all these basically require the engineering intervention. And if we look from that angle, then if we look at the local perspective, then we can see to, by way of awareness, as I have already mentioned, to have cleanliness drive, waste management and sustainability initiatives. So the charity begins at home. The first and foremost thing, as is being promoted or being campaigned time and again by different organizations, to segregate the waste materials from our home itself, to segregate the green waste, the non-degradable waste, and the hazardous waste in our home itself through waste collection mechanism, uh, and then dispose it through the disposal mechanism, which is being developed, which are already developed in all the local bodies. Even in villages, such type of mechanism have already been developed. Now, the challenge is what is to be done of this collected mechanism. Ultimately, these are being dumped in a dump yard somewhere, and we already see in Gazipur or in Balswa or at different places a heap of such type of waste is generated, a sort of hill is being created. So how to tackle that challenge? Here the collected waste is to be suitably processed in the dump yard. So there could be different mechanisms where the engineering interventions are required. The first and foremost thing is to have a proper segregator mechanism. So we require a proper segregators who can segregate the degradable and non-degradable material. The degradable material are again of two types. One is the organic and another is of different sort. So in the organic material, if it is organic material, perhaps we can use that organic material to produce biogas by way of using high rate biogas methanation techniques. And when we say high rate biomethanation technique, the thing, as you all know, in the common practice, we have been using the means constructing or spreading, promoting the biogas plants in villages. And usual time required to produce biogas or the methane from cow dung is 40 days, and that's why the digester size is made such a way that the 40 days cow dung is put in the digester at the very first instance. So in the high rate biomethanation process, we can have a controlled mechanism so that we can have a proper design of the digester where the microbe can process the means the anaerobic digestion process that could become faster by way of controlling the temperature and other ingredients which are required to make the conducive atmosphere for the microbes to generate the biogas, and that biogas can be used for different purposes. Nowadays, if we look at in large gausalas, uh, biogas is being produced, and that biogas is now being reformed and then collected and then being transported in the form of bio CNG, and it is blended with the CNG network. So that is another mechanism where the engineering intervention is being done. It's being done in Nagpur, it's being done in Punjab. Now, one plant I have been given to understand that it's being set up in Rudrapur. So, number of such type of initiatives are being taken. But in the local perspective, if we look at that at a municipal level, the other challenge which we face is basically the open defecating, basically, and this problem to some extent have already been addressed by uh, constructing toilets in villages, and if these toilets can be linked with the biogas plants, then perhaps a problem of basically digestion or more productive use of the waste human excreta can be done. Such type of programs were in any case were being promoted since long. I remember when I have been visiting different villages during my initial stages from 84 to 1992 in different villages of Odisha, West Bengal, Bihar, Madhya Pradesh, UP, and Uttarakhand. I've seen that many villagers have already connected their toilets with such type of biogas. But of course, our some social challenges, the societal behavior actually that stops. So the having a proper awareness of this type of thing uh, can address such type of problem. The another thing is having the community toilets, and we already have seen the success of the Sulam model. And if we use that Sulam model to have a biogas digester connected with that and produce the biogas, and that biogas is to be used for generating electricity or pumping water or directly for the lighting purpose for using a mantle as was being done in the Petromax earlier. So such type of engineering interventions can means help in addressing the local cleanliness drive. The another thing which is important is, as I mentioned about the degradable waste, which we say a sort of wet waste. But there are other types of waste also, which can be used for in incineration plant, and we can generate electricity through it. One such plant is being uh, established here in Gazipur. I do not know how efficiently it is being used, but I have seen actually such plants being run in Denmark very successfully. And I have been given to understand that in Finland and all those places, such type of plants are very effectively used. I have also visited rather one such plant in Singapore also. So the major challenge or the major mechanism which is being used by them is to have a proper segregator. So this having a proper segregator, that is the engineering intervention, and of course After that, it's basically totally an engineering thing because it's basically any such type of plant is a thermal power plant where all mechanical and electrical engineering components are required. So these are to some extent we can say to address the local cleanliness process. But if another challenge basically which we have been facing and which is basically a seasonal challenge, the feel of which we already have started observing in our Delhi or NCR region. That is basically the particulate matters in the atmosphere uh, because of the parali burning. It's a seasonal thing which takes place during this harvesting but the other part, basically the energy storage and pumped hydro and nuclear energy, those are also part of this target to be achieved by 2030. And at the same time, we also have to uh, of our electricity requirement uh,
आपको
using
आ रहा है मेरे ख्याल से
something is there. Oh. So more than 30% of country's energy requirement would be met using renewable energy sources. Another target or,
करके करो क्या
आप बोल क्या
I would
तुम
request
देखो ना दोबारा भी नहीं आ रहा है
वहां पर भी नहीं आ रहा
to please go on
बोलो
mute.
ना श्वेता को बोलो
Uh, yeah, and the country will reduce total projected carbon emission by 1 billion tons between now means that is the 2022 to 2030. That's the another basically. And the carbon intensity of the economy will be reduced to less than 45% by 2030. And the country would become carbon neutral and achieve net zero emission by the year 2070. And here this net zero is very important to understand. Most time actually this net zero is being confused by replacing the entire fossil fuel based energy system uh, uh, by renewable energy sources. That's not true. Maybe the 100 units, my total energy requirement is basically if it is 100 units. Then if I use 50 units from renewable energy and 50 units from the fossil fuel, then I am offsetting this uh, uh, my fossil fuel consumption, and as such I will be becoming net zero. So it will be in a larger context that by 2070 we will offset entire greenhouse gas emission which will be taking using the fossil fuel based energy system uh, to some extent from the non-fossil fuel based energy capacity. So that's the basically net zero emission by 2070. And for that actually different policy interventions have been taken by the government, which include basically because there are certain challenges also which we are foreseeing actually when we will have this much of capacity coming from renewable. As I mentioned, we will be having something around 420 gigawatts from intermittent source of renewable energy like the solar and wind. And it, as you all know, that the renewable energy sources, they are the cyclic in nature. Cyclic in a sense that the sun rise will take place in the morning and then the sunset. So we will have something around 7 to 8 hours solar radiation available. And solar radiation are the fuel for generating electricity from it, or basically for other maybe the thermal applications also. So the fuel supply is coming from sun. So what could be done? So for all these, lot of engineering interventions are required, lot of new innovations are required. Look at a scenario at around 12 o'clock. This is the time when we are having this webinar. And take a scenario of 2030 when we will be having something around 280 gigawatt solar capacity, grid connected solar capacity. So it will be generating something around 250 gigawatt at that time. And at the same time, we will be having something around 300 gigawatt of the thermal capacity. So we can reduce it only up to 150 gigawatt. We can't reduce it less than that. So we'll be having something around 430 gigawatt at maybe at 12 o'clock. While our demand at that time will not be that much. The demand may be of 370, demand may be of 350, because the demand patterns in a 24-hour cycle is entirely different. There are certain graphs actually at the later stage uh, which give up about our load pattern, daily load pattern, seasonal load pattern in winters, maybe September to October and November, then December, January, February, then February to those things. So those type of graphs or modeling have already been done by the CEA. So at that time, if we look at our demand, means the electricity production is more and demand is less, then what to do with that surplus electricity? So for that surplus electricity, if we straight away feed it to the grid, our grid will collapse because the frequency will suddenly enhance. So we will have to create some artificial load at that time, and those artificial load could be created by different mechanisms. One of the things which is being thought is to have green hydrogen production from the surplus electricity being generated using the renewable sources of energy. That's the one mechanism. And for that, actually, different interventions or innovations are required, or research is required in having a proper electrolyzer to uh, electrolyze water into hydrogen and oxygen, and then the collection mechanism, then the mechanism to reform that hydrogen and blending it with our CNG system, uh, and also to improve in our fuel cell technology and uh, integrate it in our transport system by way of blending it with the CNG, or by way of converting that hydrogen into electricity using the fuel cell, and then using it in our transport system, integrating it in our transport system. And this way, to some extent, the surplus electricity will be used and artificial load to be created. The another thing is the introduction of electric vehicles. And when we talk of electric vehicles, many a time the cartoon is also basically, or the memes are being created, that while we are giving a green technology by way green transport technology by using the electric vehicle, but we will be using the fossil fuel based electricity to charge the batteries. So if that is the thing, then what is the benefit basically? Because the global means the greenhouse gas emission problem, which is the larger perspective we have been looking at, that problem will remain the same. But the idea of introduction of the electric vehicle is also because of the foreseeable thing that a lot of renewable energy, reliable electricity generation capacity will be created in due course of time in view of the trajectory of installation of 500 gigawatt by 2030. So the surplus electricity can be used to charge the electric vehicles. And if we have to have the charging mechanism, so we will have to develop the charging stations throughout the national highways and other places. So just like to have the petrol pumps, we will have the charging stations at different places. Then we can also think of integrating the charging stations in our parking lots, in the story buildings, business houses, or different office complexes. So in that, normally you might observe that the people have been coming in the morning from faraway places with having a better road network. Now the people can come from different places and can park their vehicle. So the vehicle will be parked there if the charging mechanism is there, and the charging mechanism will be such a way that it can draw the power also, and it can feed the power to the means charge the vehicle and the battery, and it can draw the power whenever needed. So there are different ideas basically which are now being uh, implemented, and in all this what we require is
manifest, etc. And so many things that have been identified, which means that everyone, it's not just an institution doing it. If the institution is also doing, like IGNU, the activities that are going on, we are asking even the community, nearby neighborhood also to participate in the process. Second area is Sampurna Swachhata through Shramdan, including Swachhata Lakshat Kai. So which actually clearly spells out that there should be a mega cleanliness drive. Last year also we did a lot of activities and it was a great success in fact. And this is also talking about a general cleanliness drive that we have to bring in. So, like focus on community assets like water bodies, roads, railway stations, garbage dumps, nalas, etc. And also, it talks about identifying black spots. And from the black spots, this cleanliness target, term them as cleanliness target units, that is difficult to clean areas, and everyone to participate in the cleanliness type. So it's going to be, I think, already activities we have started in the IGNU campus. We are working towards that. Everyone is involved. All schools are involved in that. So this is the action oriented area that has been identified. And the third major area is the Safai Mitra Suraksha Shibis. So this another area where actually single window health and welfare camps are to be provided, and our School of Health Sciences already started the drive, and it has been a great success, in fact. And this is not just a one day thing; it's going to be a continuous effort that has to be put in. So whatever activities we do have to be sustainable. It's not just one time thing. And as IGNU is targeting towards green campus, I think engineering solutions play a major role. And in that context, I think the suggestions that have been in the presentation by the esteemed speaker, I think the school also needs to look into the possibilities, what can be adopted, adapted, and used, and how the School of Engineering and Technology can work towards it. So I think some of the solutions are easy to tasks. So in fact, sir was mentioning about Gazipur, that's a major task. But there are small spots, there are black spots that are there. Cleanliness is the most important aspect that needs to be looked into, and a culture of cleanliness has to be imbibed. That's another important thing that is to be looking into. School has been providing courses in various areas like waste management, smart cities, solar power and all other things. I think uh, we need, apart from offering courses, can we also think in terms of having short term uh, courses which could be actually ported, like, as IGNU happens to be national coordinator for SWAM and SWAM Prabha, and School of Engineering and Technology has quite a good number of courses already available on SWAM. So can the school also think in terms of, I think, as we are working towards orienting our activities to this Swachhata mission, I think it's not a one time effort. Just doing a webinar seminar is not good enough. I mean, one is, can we have series of talks like this we had today? This can be collated, and then a compilation can come out of it. Similar way, I think concerted effort can be made. Uh, Different platforms, like as I mentioned, SWAM, we can think of short courses been brought in. It need not be a credit based course, but it could be simply courses which is for building awareness. It could be self paced and be posted on the SWAM platform. The other option is, even we have the SWAM Prabha 6 channels are there, and we can use those platform also to reach out, extend the awareness activities that we are talking about. And when we are doing this, another important things, as you know, I mean, NEP 2020 talks about use of regional languages. Can we also think of just not creating courses or awareness program only in English? Can we get our content also translated so that I mean, the language barrier is overcome, and we can actually spread the word uh, to the wider population? That is most important, and we look into the possibilities that are there. So with this, I mean, this is what I wanted to share with all of you here. I think very interesting talk, but since I had other engagements, I was coming and going in between, and but I will surely look into the recorded version of it. It's already available. So, sir, thank you very much for coming, and we will look forward to your advice on the solutions that you have been talking about. So, as our target is towards green campus, we look forward to your advice how to go about, and we were mentioning about some of the engineering solutions that can be brought in. So I will request School of Engineering Technology to take a note of that, and how we can take this forward, and school can play a very important role in this cleanliness drive. So with
Sure,
this, thank you very much, and congratulate the school for coming up with a webinar.
sure,
Congratulations to all the team members. Thank you.
sure, madam. Thank you very much for your direction. We will look into that all the aspects and we will try to implement it as much as possible from our School of Engineering Technology. Thank you very much for
Thank
your time and all.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Under your able guidance, university is already working on the major key areas of this Pakshita Pakwara 2024, and of course, we all will work together to make this campus green and clean. As we engage in today's discussions, let's remind ourselves of the immense responsibility we carry as problem solvers. Engineering interventions, if designed with sustainability and inclusivity in the mind, can pave the way for a Swachh and Swasth India, clean and healthy India. Let us be the drivers of this transformation, ensuring that our innovations not only tackle the challenges of today but also protect the future for generations to come. With this, now I would like to request Dr. Shashank Srivastava for a formal vote of thanks.
Good afternoon, everyone. First of all, I would like to thank Honorable Vice Chancellor Madam for providing immense guidance and giving us immediate response in terms of approvals and all the things. And we have made a positive beginning in the energy area, and we are hopeful that we will get other opportunities in other areas as well, other specializations. Then I would like to thank director sir, our director SOET, for his support, and he showed a lot of enthusiasm and eagerness in arranging this program. And further, I would like to thank very important, the speaker who gave a very enlightening lecture about the engineering interventions for preventing this waste and securing this cleanliness thing. And he spoke about the waste processing, and he spoke about the opification and how to handle that. And further, he talked about Pancha Amrita and various other things. So it was a very wonderful lecture. Thank you very much, sir. Then I would like to thank the program coordinator, Dr. Shweta Tripathi, who took so much pain in arranging this webinar and managed various things very efficiently. Further, thanks to the PIU, our officer, who gave us wide publicity. And then thanks to the various faculty and the support staff of our SOET who were involved in poster making and also looked after the internet connectivity and all the things. And last but not the least, I would like to thank the participants who are our listeners, because without them, nothing can be successful. So thanks to all. Thank you very much. Over to you, Dr. Shweta, for further proceedings.
Thank you very much. With the permission of the chair, our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Umar Kanjigal, I would like to get permission to conclude this program with the national anthem. Madam, please.
Thank you.
Shekhar, please play national anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय
Thanks to all of you for joining.
For all of you for your active participation and everything. Thank you, Shweta, for
Thank
your
you.
efforts and wonderful presentation. Thank you. Thank you for all.
Congratulations, Shweta ji. आइए
सुना कांग्रेचुलेशन गायब हो गया
पता नहीं आवाज नहीं आ रही क्या
आ रही है सर आवाज
अच्छा तो श्वेता कहाँ गायब हो गई
लेफ्ट कर गई सर वो
हैं
लेफ्ट कर गई सर वो
अच्छा ओके ओके शी लेफ्ट
मनीष को
चलिए ओके
नमस्कार सर.
नमस्कार कांग्रेचुलेशन
Net बंद हो गया.